The global population is on the rise now more than ever. As cities become more and more dense with people, the demand for space constantly increases. Over the years, the world has seen an increase in high-rise buildings and skyscrapers. The urban landscape is now practically defined by how many skyscrapers it can hold. There is just something phenomenal about walking down a street and spotting these man-made wonders reaching into the sky. Not only do skyscrapers add to the skyline of a city, they're also a proof of true development. These huge buildings are more than just stone and cement, they're storytellers. From the environment to the economy, building skyscrapers has a motive far greater than embellishment and advancement. Practically every leading country has invested into its skylines by making high-rise buildings which serve as people's homes, offices, restaurants, and so much more. And there is no country doing all of this more rapidly than China. The country is well on its way to become one of the most technologically advanced places in the world. With the rise of urbanization drives, China has seen an increasing amount of skyscrapers being built over recent years. In this video, we're talking about the city of Shenzhen, China. Not long ago, in the 1970s, Shenzhen was nothing more than a small fishing town. Before that, no one could have imagined this small city to become the dynamic urban metropolis it has turned into today. The city has recently turned into one of China's economic and financial hubs with its rapid advancement. But what Shenzhen is truly known for is its incredible number of skyscrapers. Termed as the most vertical city in the world, Shenzhen has built more skyscrapers than the United States and Australia combined. But how exactly did this small city become so developed, with the largest number of successfully built skyscrapers? To find out, we need to go back to 2016, when most developed countries in the world were rushing to add more and more high-rise buildings to their skyline. Shenzhen unbelievably beat all records and built a grand total of 11 skyscrapers that year, making China reach a new record. The city quickly became China's tech capital and has now become China's most wanted real estate market. Shenzhen currently has the highest number of skyscrapers, which range from over 200 and 300 meters, making China the leading country when it comes to building and maintaining these giant man-made structures. However, this is only the present. Shenzhen has greater plans lined up for the future. Development of this kind makes you wonder, why did the city of Shenzhen feel the need to build such an astonishing amount of skyscrapers in the blink of an eye? The story of Shenzhen's success is definitely one to take inspiration from. Shenzhen has always been a small city. As we mentioned before, it relied on fishing for most of its business during the late 1970s because the land supply of the area was limited. The up-and-coming metropolis had lesser land and thus lesser opportunities to set up factories, businesses, and house its people. But did that stop the people of Shenzhen? Clearly not. During China's reform, Shenzhen was the first city to rise up and attract people to set up their businesses in the newly made high-end skyscrapers of the city. As a result, population in Shenzhen kept growing and the land just wasn't enough for everything that the city planned on building, including offices for businesses, residential areas, and shopping centers. This once again resulted in more skyscrapers being built. This way, the city could continue the journey towards becoming one of China's greatest financial hubs without exhausting the land. With a height of 592.5 meters, the Pengyang Tower is the tallest building in Shenzhen and the fourth tallest in the entire world. The plot of land for the building was bought in 2007 and its construction started in 2010. Costing $1.5 billion, the Pengyang Tower was finally completed in 2017. This huge building features offices, an insurance center headquarters, a hotel, and a luxury shopping mall as well. Not only that, but the building also has an observatory deck called Free Sky on its 116th floor, from where you can see the entire Shenzhen skyline. All of this would have taken a colossal amount of space if constructed individually, but Shenzhen's strategic city planning minimized this space and provided all these services in one place. The KK100. The KK100 is known as the Fountain because of its unique streamlined shape. It's the second tallest building in Shenzhen. The tower symbolizes wealth, prosperity, and development in the city. It accommodates top-class offices, a huge shopping mall called the KK Center, and one of the world's greatest five-star hotels, the St. Regis. Standing at 441.8 meters, the KK100 is one of the most magnificent buildings you will ever see. Shunheng Square. With a height of 384 meters, the Shunheng Square was the tallest building in Asia when it was built in 1996. Not only that, but the building also has a very interesting design. The thin and wide design gives it a unique presence in the skyline. The design of the building gives off a message. It was designed not only to be useful but also show off, as it is the tallest building in the world with fewer than 70 floors. The building has 86 meters or 281 feet of unusable height. This is because the architectural height of the building counts the hefty spire on top of the building. Because this building has been around for a long time, it's one of the trademarks of the city and China in general. Shenzhen International Trade Center. Like many big cities, Shenzhen also has a grand trade center, which is the hub of most of the businesses that are running in the city. With a height of 160 meters, this building isn't considered a skyscraper in Shenzhen anymore, simply because the city has far greater buildings now. But the trade center was monumental to the city's development as more skyscrapers were built gradually. During its construction, the builders constructed one floor in 3 days, while it might have taken 4 to 5 days to finish the same job in the rest of the world. This just shows how efficient the people of Shenzhen are when it comes to their skyscrapers. Featuring buildings like these, one can clearly understand why Shenzhen is one of the best cities to live and do business in. With its attractive skyline, the city is modern and polished. It is futuristic and has an incredible international appeal, helping China's economy by a huge margin. The city has seen countless big names, politicians, and artists, helping Shenzhen grow to immense heights. Currently, Shenzhen houses the fourth tallest building in the entire world. Impeccable architecture, highly developed transport system, beaches, resorts, the most happening nightlife, malls, a diverse job market, and most of all, the city's stunning mountains. Shenzhen is not only a city that looks pretty, it is guaranteed that the city will set records when it comes to infrastructure. It already has, and will continue to reach even bigger heights. If there is one thing that the world can clearly agree on, it's the fact that even though Shenzhen is a small city, it has taken huge steps in the direction of urbanization. Despite being a backwards fishing city, the people of Shenzhen believed in their land's potential and made use of it in the best way possible, by constructing some of the greatest skyscrapers this world has ever seen and making Shenzhen the world's most vertical city that is truly one of its kind.